Hi, it's Captain Obvious again. I've got another truth bomb for you today. I'm sure you've noticed that horses have heavy heads. You may have been knocked by one at some point, or maybe you had to hold one up when your own horse was sedated. Either way, you know what I'm talking about. I'm sure you've also noticed that horses have long necks. Unlike you, we can't balance the weight of our heads directly over our necks and shoulders. And unlike giraffes, our heads are not puny in relation to the length of our necks or the size of our bodies. It actually takes a lot of work for horses to hold our heads up, especially higher than our backs and for extended periods of time. I'm actually getting tired right now, even from holding my head in this position. When a horse is relaxed, holding our head up is hard work and requires us to shift some of our weight backwards to keep from tipping over. This puts additional pressure on the joints of our pelvis and hind legs. Part of the reason Mother Nature gave horses long necks is so we can easily keep the weight of our heads low to the ground. Mother Nature also gifted us with a very unique and elastic nuchal ligament that runs from our poll to the base of our wither. When we lower our heads to the ground, this elastic ligament, which is connected to a less elastic dorsal ligament that runs all the way to our tails, gets stretched taut. This also stretches our spine and relieves pressure on our backs. The energy that gets stored in the nuchal ligament when it's stretched tight makes it much easier for us to lift our heads, even very quickly when we need to. But if horses aren't allowed or don't feel calm enough to spend lots of time with our heads low to the ground, the nuchal ligament quickly loses its temporary elastic superpower, leaving us with no option but to use our back and neck muscles to hold the weight of our heavy heads. I know you humans like to say it's bad when horses, quote, go heavy on the forehand, unquote. But from my perspective, that's crazy talk. All you have to do is think about the fact that horses were designed to be in the grazing position for the vast majority of our time on Earth. We're uniquely designed to be heavy on the forehand. You know from personal experience that our hindquarters are a horse's precious engine. This engine is what saves our lives when we need it to. Our engines are not toys. They're powerful, and we need to test drive them every now and then, but horses know that our engines are very sensitive and delicately tuned. We work very hard to protect them from undue stress. You need to stop effing with our engines. It's debilitating for us when they stop working correctly. Now, in case there's some smartass listening right now who's thinking, if horses' heads are so heavy and hard to hold up, how do they sleep standing up? Let me break it down for you. When I hold my head high, higher than I am now, my elastic nuchal ligament becomes slack. As I lower my head, the rubber band gets tighter. When my poll is level with the top of my withers, guess what? My nuchal ligament, assuming it's still working properly, will be just taut enough to bear the full weight of my head. How cool is that? This is what allows me to relax my neck and back muscles so I can nap. And when I'm done napping, all I have to do is intentionally lower my head just a tad, and then gravity helps me stretch the rubber band tight to the ground. At that point, the weight and angle of my head easily holds the rubber band in the stretched position until I decide otherwise. So, the next time you hear a human foolishly say that proper self-carriage for a horse involves lifting our heads, shifting our weight onto our precious hindquarters, or artificially overflexing our nuchal ligament for extended periods in order to mechanically lift and engage our backs to carry you around, please refer them here. Captain Obvious wants to clarify things. The grazing position is proper self-carriage for horses. Thank you.